Welcome everybody, this is Debbie here with another one of my original designs, which I've called Elliptical. And earlier today I did the red, white, and blue in honor of our glorious flag. So this is what it looks like from the side, and from the back it's pretty much a one-sided design, and it is previewed in part 1 of my introduction to my original design series, referred to as 3SJ. So now we will get on with the demonstration. I will be using, for color A, which is the red, I will be using this dark brown, which is found in the camo pink bag. And then for the elliptical stripes there, or ovals, I will be using, similar to this, I used olive green here. I'm using another color from the camo pink series, they're bright yellow, and then I will be using turquoise. Make sure you have a clip handy to put it all together, your hook, and possibly a little inexpensive hook with a smooth end to help release your bracelet if it is tight. We'll be using the standard setup where using 3 bars and the pegs are staggered to each other as the band, because of the band placement, or excuse me, bar placement. Okay. We will start by placing color A all the way up each side. Okay, almost done this side. Okay, and we will stop at the second to the last peg, and then do the same on the other side. This is a pretty easy bracelet to make. The only difficulty I had was when I went to make my second one, understanding what I put down for instructions. I think I tried making it 10 times before the obvious hit me square in the head. Okay, so now we've got the 2 sides filled to the second to the last peg. Next we will be going in it doesn't matter really which direction you go, as long as the first, they all go the same way the first time, and all the second way the opposite direction the second time. So we will start by placing one of your 2 other colors, or you can use a rainbow, adjacent colors on the color wheel, complementary colors, whatever it be. So I'm going to be using the springtime green and the turquoise, and we're just going to alternate. You might want to press these down a little bit to give the other bands room. I always forget to do that. Okay, then we will do another turquoise, green, turquoise, green. And what's kind of interesting about this design, which may be why I had so much trouble understanding my own instructions, was that when you see the finished band placement, you wonder how in the world do you get the ellipticals the elliptical shapes of the bands right here. That's how it comes out. Okay, and this will be the last band, leaving this one blank because we'll fill that one in later. Now the next thing you'll be doing is going up the center with your first color, color A. And then you will begin to understand what I mean by it being a little unusual. Okay, this time we are going to take it up to this last center peg. Okay, now we are going to come back to the beginning of our band, and if you, whatever color you started with here, in my case it's the green, you will be going like this and making an X with that color. And of course my next color is the turquoise. Go down and press these out of the way. Okay, and then we begin with the green. Turquoise. Green. So turquoise. Green. Turquoise. As long as the X is the same color as you go up the loom, it'll look fine when it's done. I suppose you can do it any color, but it just wouldn't have any kind of repeating pattern if you just did all the colors, all the bands, random colors. Okay. Oops, I'm so sorry again. Okay, this is what it looks like up to this point. And the last thing before looping back will be to place this on the diagonal, this on the diagonal, and then we will cap that end by either doubling it up and pulling it over, or I like to very simply twist it and then roll this twisted part over the top. Alright, I'll be right back and we'll begin looping. Thank you. Now we are ready to loop, and this looping is as simple as it gets. So we'll reach underneath the cap, reach for the band that is on the top, which in this case is the one that goes over to the left, and then we will just quickly loop up the side, reaching down into the center of the peg, grabbing your A color band, which is down in the bottom, so don't look at the bands as I loop. Let me fix this up here. Don't want to get it all twisted. Sometimes it's better just to put it back using your fingers, which is a little bit more control, as for me it does. Okay, and then you can also take this one over to the center. Now we will go up the next side, and we start again by reaching under the cap, grabbing the band, topmost band, and bringing it over to the side, and then we just quickly go straight up as we did on the left side. And if you probably figured, and if you're really fast at looping, we will then be going up the center the same way, starting with the last, oops. If that happens, you can just make sure I didn't go in between all the bands there. At least didn't feel like I did. Then we will bring this angled one over to the center. Finally, we will loop the center band, center A colored band, reach down into the center of the peg, grabbing the band. It's pretty easy since it is the only band. You just want to make sure that you're on the inside of these where they make an X. Being done quickly if I don't keep getting snarled with my hook. I'm sorry, I kind of mumble when I'm concentrating, so please pardon me if I'm speaking too softly. I'm probably not saying anything overly important. And if you need to hear what I said, if I did speak too softly while giving an instruction, please feel free to send me a little message and comment, and I will try to explain myself better. Now we will start the the extension process, and I'll be right back to show you that. Alrighty, we are going to take our hook and place it down the center. You'll grab the A color, which is what I'm using for the extension. I have a 6 1/4 inch wrist. You pull it up through so that it grabs all the bands on that peg, and then you put your other side of your band on top of the hook. Now, I do mine a little differently. I like my clip in the middle of my wrist, so I put 4 bands on each side for a total of 8, and that is for a small wrist. I probably could use a little bit more and have it looser. So now you're to take your hook and turn it so it's pointing down. Grab a band and gently pull it through the 2 loops of the preceding band. The looser, less tension you have, the easier this is to do, and it gets better with practice. And I am not perfect at this yet. I still have a tendency to drop them, but hopefully, you know, the thing is to get these all on before you start taking the bracelet off. So in order that my bracelet does not fall apart if I inadvertently pull it off or detach it from the loom, I like to, you can either do it upside down or upside up, clip that last band so it's like this, and I like to gently release off the loom. On this one there's not a lot of tension, so it just comes off really easily with the fingers. And I think, let's see, yeah, if you actually come from this end, it just kind of pulls itself right off. Okay, and that's, I like this one. I like the colors of this. A little bit of fall with a beautiful, beautiful turquoise sky color. Okay, to finish the extension, I always consider the cap as one of the extensions, or one of my 8, and so I will be placing 3 bands, the arrow pointing towards you, and then on this last peg that you have a band placed on it, you stretch out your cap, place it over, give it a little tug there so you have room to reach in and grab the bands and just single loop them. Single loop them up to the end. I hold my finger over it so I can just pull this off without it coming apart. Although there's no risk of your band unraveling because you do have the cap that secures this end. So I hold the bundle band tight like this. I grab my hook so it is open is upright and just slip on. No worries. And so here you have elliptical. If you like this design, make sure you like this video and possibly share it with your friends. And if you'd like to see more of my original designs, make sure to subscribe to Deb's Thing. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.